It's 1993. Imagine this. A no-holds-barred fighting tournament. Different styles, one cage. That's how it all started, man. UFC 1. A spectacle, a curiosity. Could a boxer beat a wrestler? Jiu-jitsu versus kung fu? No one knew. The early UFC events were raw, almost primal. It grabbed your attention. Fighters from different disciplines, minimal rules. It was a spectacle that shocked and intrigued in equal measure. People tuned in, curious. The fights were unpredictable, brutal, and real. It was a new era of combat sports. The UFC's journey had just begun. But the brutality, it also brought problems. Politicians called it human cockfighting. They wanted it banned. The media, they jumped on it too, sensationalized it. UFC was deemed too violent, too dangerous. Cable companies refused to air it. States outlawed it. The UFC was on the ropes, facing an uncertain future. But the fans, they loved it. They saw the athleticism, the skill, the heart. It wasn't just mindless violence. There was technique, strategy. Legal battles ensued, but UFC fought back. Public perception began to shift. Enter the Fertitta brothers and Dana White. They saw the potential, the raw energy. They bought the UFC, man, a gamble, for sure. They knew they had to make changes. Rules were introduced, weight classes, rounds, gloves. It became more sport, less spectacle. They worked tirelessly, lobbying athletic commissions, cleaning up the image. It was a long, hard fight, but they were determined to legitimize the sport. Their efforts paid off, transforming UFC into a global phenomenon. They understood marketing, man. They signed TV deals, promoted the hell out of it, they created stars. The UFC wasn't just about fights anymore. It was about stories, rivalries, personalities. The production value went up, music, lights, the whole shebang. It became an event, an experience, and the fans, they responded. UFC fighters became mainstream celebrities. Section 5, the power of personality stars and showmen of the octagon. Guys like Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, they became household names. Then came Georges St. Pierre, Anderson Silva, Brock Lesnar. Each era brought new stars, new stories. These weren't just fighters, they were personalities. They transcended the sport. And then, Conor McGregor happened. He changed the game. The trash talk, the charisma. He brought a whole new audience to the UFC. And now, Israel Adesanya, with his unique style and flair, continues the legacy. Section 6, Global Domination, taking the UFC fight worldwide. The UFC wasn't just an American thing anymore, it went global, man. Events in Brazil, England, Abu Dhabi, they embraced international fighters, showcased different styles from around the world. The UFC became a truly global sport, with fans from all corners of the world. It was a testament to the universal appeal of competition, of human will and skill. From Japan to Australia to Canada, the UFC's reach knew no bounds. Section 7, Embracing the Digital Age UFC in the Era of Social Media. Social media, man, it changed everything. Fighters interacting with fans, behind-the-scenes access, the UFC leveraged it perfectly. Clips of knockouts, interviews, press conferences, it was everywhere, you couldn't escape it, and you know what? People didn't want to, they were hooked. UFC fighters' posts went viral, fans shared content non-stop. It was a social media phenomenon. Section 8. Challenges on the horizon, competition and evolving landscape. But it's not all sunshine and roses. Competition is fierce. Other organizations are popping up. Fighter pay, it's a constant issue. Injuries, long-term health, these are real concerns. The UFC needs to adapt, evolve, stay ahead of the game. That's the name of the game. The competition is evolving, and so must the UFC. Section 9. The Legacy of the Octagon, UFC's Enduring Impact. The UFC, it's more than just fighting, it's a cultural phenomenon. It's changed the way we view martial arts. It's given a platform to some of the most incredible athletes on the planet, and it's not slowing down. The future of the UFC is bright. The sport is still evolving. New stars will rise, new stories will be written, and I'll be here, watching it all unfold. UFC's global reach continues to expand. Section 10. The future of UFC, prospects and predictions. The UFC has come a long way, but what does the future hold? With advancements in technology, we might see virtual reality fights, enhanced training methods, and even more global events. The possibilities are endless. The UFC will continue to innovate, pushing the boundaries of combat sports. Fans can expect more thrilling fights, new stars, and unforgettable moments. The journey is far from over. The future of UFC is bright, and it's going to be an exciting ride. Section 11: Cross-sport influence, UFC's impact on other sports. The UFC's rise has influenced other sports as well. Athletes from different disciplines are incorporating MMA training into their routines. The techniques, the conditioning, the mindset, it's all making waves. From football players to boxers, the UFC's impact is undeniable. It's not just about fighting, it's about the evolution of athleticism. The UFC has set a new standard, and other sports are taking notice. As the boundaries between sports blur, we see a new breed of athlete emerging. One who is versatile, resilient, and exceptionally well-rounded. MMA's rigorous training regimens have become the gold standard for peak performance. Football players improve their agility and strength, basketball players enhance their endurance and coordination, and even Olympic athletes seek the mental toughness that MMA instills. The synergy between UFC and other sports is growing stronger every day. This cross-pollination is fostering innovation and elevating the level of competition across the board. The UFC's influence stretches far beyond the octagon, shaping the future of sports as a whole. As we move forward, this trend will only intensify, leading to unprecedented advancements in athletic performance and sports entertainment. The UFC's journey is not just about dominance in combat sports, it's about redefining what it means to be an athlete in the modern era. The ripple effects are being felt worldwide, and the impact is profound. The UFC is not just a sport, it's a revolution that's changing the face of athleticism forever. Section 12: Giving back, UFC's community and charity work. Beyond the octagon, the UFC is making a difference in communities. Fighters and the organization are involved in various charity works, helping those in need. From supporting veterans to aiding disaster relief efforts, the UFC family is committed to giving back. Whether it's Conor McGregor donating to hospitals or Dustin Poirier's foundation providing food and resources to the underprivileged, the UFC's stars are stepping up. The organization itself partners with numerous charities, including the Boys and Girls Clubs of America and Make-A-Wish Foundation, bringing hope and joy to countless lives. It's about more than just entertainment, it's about making a positive impact. The UFC's community efforts are a testament to the heart and spirit of the sport. Fighters visit schools to inspire the youth, participate in fundraising events, and even engage in environmental conservation projects. These acts of kindness and generosity reflect the true essence of the UFC family. The UFC is not just about fierce competition and thrilling fights, it's about compassion, solidarity, and making a real difference in the world. As the organization continues to grow, so does its commitment to philanthropy and community service. The octagon may be where the battles are fought, but the fight to make the world a better place continues beyond it. In the end, the UFC's legacy will be measured not just by its champions, but by the lives it has touched, and the positive changes it has inspired. This is the true spirit of the UFC. A blend of strength, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to giving back. Section 13: Tech in the Octagon, UFC's technological advancements. The UFC is at the forefront of integrating technology into sports. From advanced analytics to virtual reality training, technology is enhancing the way fighters prepare and perform. The use of AI in training, real-time data analysis during fights, and fan engagement through digital platforms are just the beginning. The UFC is embracing the future, ensuring that the sport remains cutting-edge and exciting for fans and fighters alike. Section 14: Cultural Phenomenon, UFC's cultural significance. The UFC has transcended sports to become a cultural phenomenon. It's influenced fashion, music, and even movies. Fighters are not just athletes, they are cultural icons. The UFC's reach extends beyond the octagon, impacting various aspects of popular culture. It's a testament to the sport's universal appeal and the powerful stories of its athletes. The UFC is more than just a sport, it's a cultural movement.